Welcome to the second episode of Fatherhood Fridays. We got a special one tonight. Before we get started, let me pour this. This is the good stuff. Balvenie 21.
All right.
All
Right. Yes.
That.
All right there.
Cheers.
My brother.
We are here at Ohana Farms, and there are acquaintances, there are friends, and their friends are like brothers. And this gentleman is the latter. He has been, of my friends, and I don't take that word lightly, he is the friend that I've known the second longest. And without further ado, Mr. Rodney Taylor is here for Fatherhood Fridays, better known as Sixx Eight.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, brother, I brought you here because of the father that you are.
Thank you.
The person, not just the father, but the person that I've seen you become, because we know each other a very long time.
Yeah.
And like most of my friends that are my brothers, we met playing basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was in Atlanta, probably 91. They had a run and shoot right up Interstate 20 down there. And I came through, and for those of you who don't know, basketball has always been my first love. And it was always important to me to play and be respected on a high level. When I say high level, I mean, I jokingly say I could have sat the bench for any NBA team in my prime. I wouldn't have seen any of the court. But I came down and I heard that the best run in town, that's what we would do. We'd come into a town and run and shoot was the best run in town on that one court.
Yeah.
One back and
In the back.
And on the left. So I came down. I didn't know anybody. Just came in there and quietly I think we played against each other the first game. I think we played together maybe the second or third game. And from then, 30 plus years, here we are, man. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to come down here and spend some time with me.
And like I said, you're my brother. That's how I looked at it from day one. Never been Hollywood. You don't remember, but we was going at each other talking trash in the first game.
Yeah, I did.
The first game, I did. It's just crazy how it all turns around that I ended up in California in 95 and ran into each other again right up in Balboa Park.
Right.
And it hasn't been nonstop.
Well, Westwood Rec first.
Oh, that's right.
Westwood Rec. Because we didn't go to Balboa until much later.
That's right.
And, seeing you then and fast forwarding all the way to now, I gotta start with this. My dad was with us till I was about 10. And, it's very interesting because he left us for someone.
Right.
But he didn't leave us, the kids. My brother just graduated from high school, so he was going to college.
Right.
And, all my brothers were all a year apart. And I was like 4.5 years after them. But I used to see my parents fight, and I was like, even young, I was like, y'all don't need to be together. Like World War III was every day, So as I got older and matured and got to talk to my mother just about a lot of different things before she passed, it's like the decisions that you make and the person that you decide that you're going to be with is probably the most important decision you're going to make in your life. When you look at, single parent households and divorce rates, it becomes even exponentially more important. Because you talked about Milan, so what was your relationship with his mom?
In the beginning, like I said, everything was cool. Milan is pretty much a miracle baby. Milan wasn't.
Now, Milan's 26 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Milan wasn't supposed to be here. I was told to the doctor, she couldn't have kids. We was cool with it. And then she ended up getting pregnant and boom, Milan shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So with that situation, me being on the situation I was at the time, I was on Death Row Records and everything was good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that you sang. We were hooping.
Yeah, I know.
And no, it's funny. I don't think you mentioned anything about knowing that I sang. I mean, yeah, everybody in the gym knew who I was. This is my first album. I wasn't like what it was 4 or 5 years later.
They said it, and I said, I'm not going to let this dude play a guitar piano. Come to my hometown and whoop on me. That's not going to happen. He's going to have to go through it. He's going to earn them keys today. But yeah, it was tough. Right. I mean, it was tough. We had, joint custody, and, it was just a situation of what it was. We outgrew each other, and she went hers, and I went mine, and trying to raise them together was kind of hard.
Were you guys married? Did you get married and then you had him? Or how?
No. We had him, then we got married.
Oh, so okay.
And it just, I don't think I was right for her, and I don't think she was right for me. I mean, just the situation, because we could have stayed in the situation and it could have gotten worse.
Right. And
he could have seen all that craziness. Mm-hmm. Luckily, we didn't. He never got a chance to see that crazy part of, me and his mom. And it is what it is. I mean, those situations happen, and I don't blame her for who she is, and I hope she don't blame me for who I am. It just wasn't for us. And we had a child, and sad part about it, he had to lose a mother and a father in the same household, but it is what it is, and it turned out, he was a great kid. He's still a great kid, and we did everything we were supposed to do on both ends for him to be who he is today.
Now, we overlooked something. You do have a daughter, too.
Yes. I have an older daughter.
Older daughter than Leilani. How old is she?
She should be now 28. Now, that situation, I moved to California when I signed with Death Row to be able to take care of my family. Mm-hmm. I'm still with her. Mm-hmm. I'm in California.
Okay.
Record deal. Oh, I get to take care of my baby girl. I come home, Christmas, pictures. I got everything.
Right.
And all of a sudden I call home and the guy answers the phone and tells me, hey man, don't call here no more. This. Now, mind you, I'm thinking we're still together. Mm-hmm. This is mind-blowing for that situation to be like that. And they literally kept my child away from me until I got to talk to her when things was going crazy and with my daughter, and mom wanted national in her life. But what the kicker was, I tried to get her to come out, which you had talked about in a little bit, about when my daughter passed, my baby. Mm-hmm. And I tried to get her to mom, let me bring her out here. She wouldn't even let me do that. Wow. So my daughter and my relationship with my older daughter is really not a relationship, because she's been kept away from me for so long that she actually started believing like this dude is her dad. Huh. And that messed me up as far as women. Yeah. Because man, I come from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm responsible. This is my baby. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna take care. I'm sending money, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm sending money. Everybody in my group is going shopping. They ain't got no kids. I had a child. I'm taking care of my child, and all of a sudden, boom, my child is gone. Mm-hmm. She's not in my life no more. That was rough. That was rough.
You were how old then?
24, 25.
Right. Had to be hard.
I realized that a lot of this stuff when I literally personally got away from Death Row as well. Mm-hmm. But the anger was still there, that, because I was way past Death Row.
At that time, yeah.
We was hooping and going places. I was still, it was just there.
From that point, and then I think it was right around the time one of the guys we played with, who played in the league, Anthony Fredericks, we call him Buddha, he passed away. Had a stroke in his car picking up his daughter from school. I mean, he would pick her up, take her, he'd take her, come hoop with us, then go back and pick her up. And next time I saw you after that, you had met someone.
Yeah.
And immediately I saw a different Eight. Tell me about Lonnie.
It's crazy. Like when we met for music. Mm-hmm. And there were some producers. I was gonna take her. We was gonna put some stuff together, put her album together. I wanted them to hear, and we went driving to meet one of my producers that lived like 30, 45 minutes away. And we just had a great conversation. Just great conversation. We met her. It's always like, man, first he pulled us like, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She's singing. I was like, yeah. So I didn't think like that because at that time, Lily still was dealing with Milan and that situation. So I never thought about it, but we hung out to a point that one day she talked to me. She's like, "Want to talk to me for a second?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling you." I'm like, "Well, yeah." I said,
"You."
You still gotta remember, man. I ain't got no ego. Honey was, honey. You saw honey. Yeah. Everybody that saw honey was like, "Bruh, how you get honey?"
Right.
And after getting to know her even more, and when we got it closest we got, she just brought a certain piece to my life that I had not had since I, as a kid. My grandma raised me, so my grandmother was that piece to me, and she passed like a week after I moved to California in '95. So that part was gone, but I still had my mom. But when Lonnie came, it was like, man, it literally felt like God was blessing me, to be honest with you. Like, hey, man, here go one of mine, because I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down because you out of control. And I was out of control,
I know.
And it wasn't many conversations. And it wasn't conversations where people could come in and they chill out. No. But the funny part about it, I was listening to you. We had a conversation. Man, calm down. Because you was never Hollywood. Even the person you was at your house, and you never was Hollywood. You was just real, and you let me be me. I've been around them all, but being around you let me be me. So when she came around, man, that piece that she brought to the table slowed me down in a way that I never thought I could even be at. And I remember people ask her, "Yo, you with that dude crazy. I was knocking people, fighting me, doing this." Like, I've never seen that side of him. Right. And she never did. So Leilani was just, man, she just brought my life into the right place, and, church and all that stuff. And like, she slowed everything down for me that I got to see, oh, don't do this and don't do that, or you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to end up.
No, you don't.
So, yes.
And from that, you guys get married.
Yeah.
And then how soon before Jayla comes along?
The crazy part about it, Jayla came along first. We got married when we was getting ready to have Maya.
Okay.
So when Jayla came along, Honey was in school, and she was getting ready because she was going to be an attorney. So when Jayla came around, that did it even more because that little girl was amazing from day one. It wasn't whine, it wasn't cry. You just,
yeah, I remember.
She was different. And the thing is, when Lonnie was in school, she was with me even as the baby and all that. So she was with me the whole time.
Right.
While Lonnie was graduating and all that, it was me and Jayla. Lunch, I'm feeding her. We watching whatever that was on TV. I'm right there with her. So that was like, that was my, you can see and say, Road Dog, that little girl was with me all the time.
So I know it because I was there, but for the audience, how important is the right woman?
Very important. Very important, for the simple fact is, if you don't have that right woman, you can be even more destructive, even to the person that you think is the right woman. And you can cause all kinds of issues to that situation as well. And you can actually get yourself in even more trouble by just pretending to be in a situation that you shouldn't be in. Right. And you know it. you know when you see it. Like when I saw you with Sis, and I'm going, uh-oh, she got it. I never, when I say never, because I ain't never getting married, I ain't never this and that and that. But when I saw the love that you had for her, that blew my mind. And I said, oh, he found the right one. And I told you, I said, I know Mom's happy. But bro, I'm happy for you because I know what I had. Right. And to see it with you, and to see the joy you have, and how you even express the love that you have is amazing to me, man. That is amazing because you needed it, bro.
I know.
Because you was out there too.
Yeah.
But I man, it's beautiful seeing it. That's his love.
Mm.
He shows it every day. Man, I said, I've never seen him like that. To the point where, you just had somebody come on the stage, one of our boys, because
Right.
he saw what you had.
Right.
And he saw what I had and what I went through.
Yeah. I wanted people to know your story of strength, your story of fatherhood, because you are a father that I look up to.
Thank you.
2011. 2011?
2011.
2011, October.
Mm-hmm.
You said to me yesterday that your new year starts in October.
October 1st.
October 1st. I remember that day. Take it from there.
Well, it was Saturday morning. I remember my little one getting up. And one of mom was going to this little princess thing for the church and all that, which was with my pastor and his wife and all of them. He was going there. I remember her talking about how she didn't want to go and she wanted to sleep and this and that. This is Jayla. And I'm like, you ain't got a choice. You got to go. And your mom ain't going for it. So you might as well just go on and get up. She's like, I just want to sleep. I'm like, nah, you got to go. You got to go. And then her mom comes to me. She's like, well, we're going to leave Jayla here because Jayla don't like to be waking up. So she gives me a kiss. They get dressed. They get up out of there. Kiss both of them. Tell them I love them. They go. Me and my son, we go to the barbershop. Like, let's say about 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, we go to the barbershop. And after that, I'm sitting in the barbershop and I'm getting a phone call. And it's an unknown number, so I'm ignoring that. I'm not answering, ignoring it. And it kept coming. And it just kept coming. And all of a sudden, I just said, let me see what this is. And I take the call, and the guy goes, hey, man, your family's been in an accident. And I'm going, he said, yeah, your family's been in an accident. I said, well, where are you? He said, well, I'm out close to Las Virgenes. I just hang up immediately because I know a pastor, he lives right off Las Virgenes. So I called him, and he goes, hey, man, I was hearing the stuff. What's going on? I said, there's London have been in an accident by your house. He said, man, please tell me that's not your family. And I go, yeah. He said, all right. He calls me back, like I said, about 10, 15 minutes later, and he goes, Jayla's gone. He goes, Jayla's gone. And I got a chance to talk to Leilani before they put her in the ambulance. And he said that she told me to tell you she loved you. And she closed her eyes. And they took her to the, he said, they're taking her to the USC Burn Center. And he said, don't come to one-on-one. It's shut down completely. I'm like, so I get my mom, I go tell them, go tell my dad. And I got Amaya and my son with us. So we jump in the car, we drive down PCH.
So you say your mom and dad, that's actually Lonnie's mom and
That's
dad.
Lonnie.
Who
my mom and
your
dad.
mom and dad.
That's my mom and
That's
dad.
what I have with Leilani's parents.
That's my
they
mom.
are not my in-laws.
That's my in-law. They've never been my in-laws.
Yeah, mine too.
That's my mom and my dad. Period, point blank. My mom has always been able to say what she had to say. My dad's always been there and say what he had to say. Now, when you talk about having a male figure, now I had that. But we drive down PCH. Everybody's freaking out for a minute. Like I told you, I'm driving and I just look out the window. PCH, the water, the sun. And all I heard was, and what kept me from losing it is, I'm here for you. So we get to the hospital, and they rush in. They said, well, you can't see her for a minute. Doctor comes to me. He goes, she's not going to make it. He literally says that to me. And honestly, what came out of my mouth was, I said, ain't what God told me. And I left it at that. So it went on. For 3 weeks, she was in a coma. So for that 3 weeks, she was in a coma. The church coming in, we're praying every day. Mark is there. Pastor Mark Jackson, I'll just say Mark Jackson was there every day. This man has just got the job for the Warriors. You know what I mean? And he was like, I got you. He was there every day looking out for me, his family, and everybody in the church. And I remember the last day, the doctor comes to me and says, listen, it's 3 weeks later, we got to take these courses. She's just not going to make it, blah, blah. And I'm going, all right. And it's not what he told me. So we're in there praying, and it got hot in the room, bro. I mean, it got so hot in there. I'm like, ugh. So I just walked out, and I heard something to say to me, are you being selfish? And I'm going, turned back around, walked in, and that's when I started talking to her. And I said, Leilani and Amaya, I got them. Mom and Dad, I got them. If you need to go be with Jayla, go ahead. I understand. If you need to go be with Jayla, I love you and I understand. And she flatlined immediately.
Because what the part that you left out is that we had already had Jayla's funeral.
Yeah.
And I come into the church because I don't do funerals. It's just it reminds me too much that we are immortal. You know, I always, you know me, I feel like I'm Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get sick.
Yeah.
So I'm there for my brother, and I'm looking for you. And I don't see you until I see you up there singing with the choir. Now I sing for a living, and there's no way I could have been in that state. And I'm like, this dude is beyond anything, my wildest imagination. Your daughter's right there, and you're singing, and that's strength, brother.
Well, you gotta realize I got a 3-year-old
right.
that is dealing with this, and I can't freak out. But what I was really at a place where if I lose it right now, knowing that more than anything else, she's watching me. What is that going to do for her? I just couldn't do it. You know, people coming in and like, man, we didn't see you cry neither one of their funerals. We didn't see this. He said, and then when I talked to them about that part of it, I said, man, I'm just thankful God gave it to me at the time He did to help me get my life together. Yeah. Now I got to raise this one. And that's the page I'm on right now. Well, she kind of helped me at one point. Like I said, when Leilani passed, the first person I wanted to tell, I'm going to tell my baby. Mm-hmm. So I go downstairs and where she's at with some of the church members because Amaya never got to see her mother like she was. And it was crazy. Like her hair wasn't burned, face wasn't burned, but she was burned 99% everywhere else. So it touched her, but she blew up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But that day, she was like herself. Oh. So when it happened, I go down and I'm getting ready, let her know. And she's coloring. And she looks up into me. And I said, I gotta tell you something. She said, I know Mommy's in heaven with Jayla. Now, for all that, every day I'm in the hotel because we're going to the hotel and then we come back the next day to see her. Every day I'm praying, God, whatever she's going to deal with, give it to me. Whatever the pain is going to be, whatever it's going to be, just give it to me. I can handle it. But I do not want this 3-year-old to feel that her mom and her sister are gone. Her sister, she looked up to the T. Her mom, she loved like no other. And which she still to this day, like, reads like her sister. And she's intelligent, so intelligent like her mother is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You would bring Jayla over to the house, and she always had a book. Always had a book. I had 10 TVs in the room right there. She's sitting on the steps with a book. I was like, you want to, I put something on for you. You go swimming. She's like, I just read my book. I was like, man, this is incredible.
And that's what she was all the time. You take her, she's getting her hair done for school. She's holding the book, reading the book, her head is going back, so she's doing it. You drop off, she has the book walking in the class. You pick her up, she had the book. I tell her the story when we was playing. I asked her, I said, you going to play basketball? She said, all right, but I'm going to take my book. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, okay, you're going to take your book when the game's over with, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking her out the game. I look at the end of the bench. So I'm like, man, what you doing? You can't read the book, she said. You said if I played, I can have my book. So she would read her book when she come out of the game. And that was her all the time. She would disappear in the house and my mom would make her these tuna fish sandwich. She would disappear, but you know where she was. Right. Now, anytime she knew I was reading the Bible, she'll come in there and read with me. So she'll come in the garage and she's like, "Dad, I'm gonna read with you." We'll read and we'll end up to the point we just reading and reading. And those were other moments. If I had a training session an hour away, she wanted to go. Mm-hmm. She would ride with me. I'm like, "Man, you're gonna be just sitting there." She got my books. Good. Right. Got my books. And the only other thing that we would do, it would be riding bikes. And, like I told you when we was talking, when I used to ride there by myself, going back and forth from Oxnard to Valencia, I used to see like little things happening to Leilani, but I never put it all together that something would happen because it never showed me, but it was just a feeling. Right. And I would break down, just tearing up, and then I'm like, "Man, ain't nothing happened." To go back, go to work. And then this particular time I come back and J-Lo wants to ride. She wants to ride bikes. And I'm like, "I ain't feeling it today, baby girl. Dad's tired." She's like, "Come on, please." And we jump on a bike and we just rolled and we just kept riding. And literally, I promise I heard something say, "Remember this moment." Okay. Now, the crazy part about it, when I always say this, it was a week before all that happened. So, we went and did this record for Leilani, and we finished her album, and she was excited about it. And we did this last song that she shot a video for. That is pretty much how everything was summed up, along with, I remember we driving home from Bible study, and she goes, "Yo, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to be the strongest person in the family." Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at her, Leilani about 5'2", 5'3", talking about 6 feet. I'm like, "Strong doing this house." She said, No, that's not what I'm talking about. And look what happened. And I still have people, man, to this day that go, "Man, you act like nothing ever happened."
Oh, I knew that wasn't the case. But I know you. The other people, especially people in LA, they think they know you. They think that they have you pegged because they've seen you over here, they've seen you there. But until you spend time with somebody like you coming here to our home now, to break bread with us. And we got, I made sure the masseuse came and got you loose before, before the interview.
2 hours.
It's the truly knowing someone and taking the time to do more than just, yuck it up and slap dab and slap, "Hey, my man, that's my brother." Nah, there's only a couple of those. So a lot of things I didn't know, but I could tell that you were being strong. You were being responsible. Most people take that victim route. You see it all the time. I'm going to blame somebody else. I'm going to blame God. You got closer to God. Mm-hmm. And you know how hard that is to not blame him for taking that from you?
Well, I say this. I felt like he loved me that much to give me them. Right. How can I be mad when you took them back? Right. Exactly. And those two was, it's crazy, man. I told you, with Leilani, as being as beautiful as she was probably the most perfect woman ever, because she never looked at herself as what everybody else saw. Right. She would.
Oh, I know, because I got one. Yeah. Yours is Lonnie, mine is Leilani.
Yeah. So
I never even put that together. Yeah. See? I never did, because I tell people, I tell dudes all the time, man, if you just wait. If there's any advice I could give the dudes out there and what I want to do with this, what I'm doing, I don't even know what this is, it's that don't be like me. Don't be out here testing all these different women and all this different, just because you can. Because you're not, I wasn't interested in them. I wasn't. I was trying to impress y'all. I was trying to impress the dudes on my team. If I could do this, then because that's how we grew up. We grew up idolizing pimps and players. They had the pimps and players ball. football.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a thing. That wasn't just something in the movies. That was it probably still is a real thing. You know, I'd see the guy with Snoop, Magic Wand,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, man, look at this dude. You know, that's what we were living back then. And I hear people talk all the time, oh, about all those R&B singers from the 90s, they don't act like the music that they do, and they were right. Because I've said it a million times. When I met Leilani, I wish I had been a virgin, because that would have meant that I was waiting for her. I didn't know she was coming. I didn't know she existed.
Right.
And I when I saw you with Lonnie, I saw you. I was like, yeah, he knows. I said the same thing you said. She got it. She got him. I don't know where he found her, but she got him. Yeah. And now he is, something you said to me yesterday, that she got with you knowing what you could be.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I had to raise my level. My wife found me down in the gutter with the muck and the mire, but she knew what I could be.
Right.
I said that in my show every night, you know, I'm a good man. I'm only this good man. I could only be that for that good woman. Yeah. I know that's how you say it.
I was happy.
And
I'm like, how am I this happy? And this only been a week. You know, in the world, I'll be happy a week.
I know how you feel.
For her to tell me she likes me and this and that, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not adding up.
We dated for over a year before we ever held hands. Let alone kiss. I'm dying. I told her, I think 3 times over that year, it's like, look, I can't talk to you no more. You know what she did? She said, okay, take my number out of your phone. I was like, look, we ain't got to be hasty now. And I was just like, no, really, I want to stand here and watch you take my number out of your phone. I was like, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. What you want to do?
You ain't walking away from that. You knew.
No, I knew. You knew.
I wake up and I live my life every day knowing tomorrow's not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do everything in my power to be the best husband, the best father, the best friend, the best mentor. Whatever I got to do right, I'm going to do it, because I always tell people, I want to make it to heaven. I want to see them. Sorry. Right. You know, I can call you anytime, bro. I just did.
Yeah.
And I called you and I told you, man, I'm about to lose it. Yeah. Because with her turning 22, Jayla turning 22, it hit me the hardest this year. Mm. You know, we've gone through birthdays. We've gone through October 1st every year. You know, it's not going to stop Christmas. You remember and you have those thoughts. And I post her a lot, but I posted more this year than I ever have, because I'm going, she could have graduated from college, and what was she going to look like right now? And I was sitting there on her birthday the other day, and man, I the first time I just lost it.
I could tell when you called me.
And the first time I even asked God why. Oh. And I'm going through it. I'm pulled over a couple of times here, pulled over there, and I called you. I ain't even go. I said, hey man, I need something. I need to get away. And you're like, no, man, come out here.
Yeah.
And man, I'm glad, because peace.
That's what you find here, for sure.
Peace.
You've been with me from the beginning. You've seen the evolution of everything that has happened and gone on. We don't have to hash it and rehash it, but for me, it's about now. It's about peace. It's about, you know, it was on that day I did not even realize that Jayla and Jack were born on the same day.
Yeah.
I'm posting and I'm having cigars and having whiskey with Jack for his birthday, and you're telling me that that's what sort of brought you full circle back around, seeing that. Oh.
Yeah, because I'm losing it. About to. It's nephew's birthday. Right. All right, hey, then I don't got from the sobbing. I'm sad. I'm like, that's life.
Right.
That's life. You gotta celebrate life. And it brought the little sunshine back around. The sunshine came back around, and I was good. I was good for a minute, and I'm like, man, you're gonna be all right. Get back to where you was at. Snap back. God is good. We good. Look at your brother. Look at your nephew, and he's celebrating that life, man. And they would have been, and that was the same day, bro. Their birthdays was the same
day. The day.
And the crazy part about it would have been graduating together this year at different schools, but they would have been graduating the same. It's the same thing, and I'm going, all right, man, you suck it up and get back to it. You know, you're like, man, come on out here. Came out.
Yeah, because I knew that also you seeing Junior for the first time. Yeah. And the joy that he brings, and just knowing our story, because, you know, losing his brother.
Yeah.
The year before he was born. And I made him a promise. I was like, listen, before this year is out, you're going to be pregnant again.
Yeah.
And we're going to have, and I'm saying to God, I'm like, man, I don't know how, I mean, I know how I'm going to do it, but I don't know how I'm but I don't know. Yes. But I don't know how I'm going to do it. And, you know, we prayed and he made it happen. So to see him and what he means to us, because his blood brings us all together. You know, Jack and Julie have been with me since they were young.
Yeah.
Man. We've been together 10, married for 7.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know when you see him, you see it, because he's daddy.
No, here's the thing that blew me away was pull up daddy's videos.
Mm-hmm.
Not just pull them up, but hit the song and can lip sync the songs word for word.
At 21.
I ain't never seen it like that. So when he first started doing it, I sat there, I froze first. I'm like, okay. So then I watched him do the second song. I'm like, it's cool. Man, he probably been listening to the same song. Then he hit the next one. But not only did he did it, but he was hit it and he flipped. So then, even the day I had to sit and watch, I sat and watched. And I'm like, yo, this dude is pulling up the songs, and he's about his daddy. Yeah. This ain't fake. This ain't phony. No. This ain't something that y'all put on him.
No.
And Sis pulls up one of your songs, and his song comes on.
Yeah.
And he's singing, and he's cool.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, you got to see nephew. Nephew different.
Yeah.
I ain't seen nothing like this before. So AI that.
Right. Exactly.
When you say the video was AI, no. I saw it, and I'm talking about, this is not just the one time. This is since I've been here.
Yeah.
Since I've been here. And that little dude's intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's observant. Everything. He watched the movement, because I was doing my hands like this, and I was playing, I was watching. He was watching. He reminded me of those times, because I'm looking at all the toys and all the stuff on the ground, and that's, you know, when it was just me and Jayla, and that's what it was. And when it was just me and Amaya, it was just that. It was just that, and that's why I was sitting there just playing with him. And I've been like that since then, but just to be around him and see that joy of this young baby just full of life and happy. Yeah. You know, I told him, man, you're lucky, Doc. You're lucky. You have no idea, but you are lucky to have 2 parents in your household that love each other like they do, that will give you everything, but they love each other. Mm-hmm. That starts there. Right. Because it can be broken homes just because we're in the house, but we don't love each other and we don't care about each other like that. But there's no way in the world he can't see it.
No, he sees it.
Yeah, he can be Stevie Wonder. He gonna see that. Because that's just what you do.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. And I said, my brother found the right one, because I've been around this dude since 91. That was a no. And here's my thing, and I say this because, you know, I call you when I see stuff online or whatever. I'm steaming, because I'm like, okay, well, who's that person? Because I was around this dude, and I was at the nutcase, and this was the dude I always say, yo, calm down, Sixx. Yeah, yo, you're gonna regret it one day if you don't. Mm-hmm. Always with you. Hey man, don't. So I'm like, where's all this energy be coming from when it comes to you? And even knowing her, you know, Sis has been nothing but amazing. Yeah. And, you know, I know you like, leave that story alone, don't tell nobody, don't da. But I be one that
you did this is about you, man. This is about you and giving you your flowers as a father, because again, I'll say it again, man. From my distance, I see you. I see what you've done with Amaya. And before we get out of here, if you could say something to Jalen, how what would it be?
I miss you. I love you. And thank you. Thank you. And yes, Milan, my baby boy, but Jayla was just so different, dude. I never, when I say different, it was just, that couldn't be nothing but God, man.
Right.
And that's when, like I said, this was my first time asking why, because the teachers, this child is different. Everybody that met her, you remember her birthday?
Mm-hmm.
You said, I ain't buying you a book.
Yeah.
We're going to Toys R Us.
That's right.
I'm like, well, throw a PS5 or something. She's like, no.
No.
And she gets the thing that she can have the books on that.
Right.
And I remember asking her, and I'm like, you got to realize she was 8 years old at the time. And I asked her, I said, yo, you could have got everything. Why? And she goes, I didn't want her to feel like I was taking advantage of it. How you 8 years old saying that?
She could have never taken advantage of it.
That blew my mind for her to say that. But I miss her, man. And I wish I had a chance to see her grow up. I wish I could have seen that. Because I'm going to be the first woman president.
Mm-hmm. I don't doubt that she could.
And me either. Because I knew greatness was there.
Yeah, I did too. That's all.
So that's what hit so hard. Always trying to think of what and how and where she was going to be right now. And this and that. Because I was already preparing. Whoever tried to come talk to
I know.
me,
You're that dad.
not
You
this
are
one.
that dad.
Oh, bro. And I'm like that with Amaya now.
Right.
But that's the part that hurts the most. That you can't, because she's not here to know, just not knowing.
Right.
That's the part. But man, I love her. I miss her. I think about her every day, man. Every day. And I think about, the times we would read in the Bible, or she would ride with me to, and her sitting on the bench with the thing. And just like I was that dude, and I'm going, that's what did it for me. Because again, I didn't have it. Right. So if I could talk to her, just let her know I love her. And it's crazy, it could be times where I feel like she's right there and she's doing this. Mm-hmm. When I'm getting ready to snap, and then what I gotta do today. But I know she's around. And I always say, I just hope you're proud of your dad, or who I am now. That's all. I hope you're proud of the dad that I am, and I hope you seeing me do what I'm supposed to do for your sister, your baby sister, who is my everything. Yes. And I will destroy the world when it comes to making sure that she has a need or whatever. I tell people, you can do a lot of things to me, but please leave that one alone.
Yes.
Because the world will get turned upside down. When it comes
down. I know. Well, brother, here's to you. Thank you for coming and sharing your story on Fatherhood Fridays.
Thanks, man.
If you would allow me to, I'd like to end this with that video that Leilani did.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought that would be the end of this.
What?
My brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Rodney Taylor, thank you for stopping by Fatherhood Fridays. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you. Man, it's fire.